How can organisations manage the tensions between commercial goals and international development goals? These tensions often derail projects and organisations and partnerships. So in this short video, I'm going to explain 3 strategies that can help: combining, compromising and decoupling. We start with the question of where you can find an intersection of business and development goals. Hybrid organisations generally, that is those balancing different goals and cultures, are on the rise. Think, for example, of public-private partnerships or of multi-stakeholder partnerships between private, NGO and public sector actors. Business development hybrids, meaning those that combine a commercial focus with an intent to deliver development goals, come in a growing number of varieties. PPPs can be examples alongside all of the archetypes shown here, from venture philanthropy through fair trade to social enterprise and more. In this presentation, I'm going to use field evidence gathered from 2 organisations. Alpha Corp is the pseudonym for a Pakistan-based organisation that provided offshore data services undertaken by workers in rural areas, particularly to US clients, while Kudumbashree is based in Kerala in southwest India and works in the field of poverty alleviation generally, but our focus was on the part that provided data services undertaken by groups of women from below poverty line families to local clients in Kerala. Alpha Corp was privately owned and was more business oriented. Kudumbashree was state owned and more development oriented, but both were examples of IT impact sourcing, the outsourcing of IT related work to disadvantaged groups. Both Alpha Corp and Kudumbashree were therefore business development hybrids. We understood that hybridity through the lens of institutional logics. Logics being defined as the social forces with both material and symbolic elements that shape the way we think and act. Both organisations had business institutional logic, so some business orientation towards profit goals, market legitimacy and strategic practices of market growth and improvement in economic efficiency. And both had some development institutional logics, some development orientation towards one or more of the SDGs, developmental legitimacy and strategic practices of beneficiary support and improvement in mechanisms for poverty alleviation and gender equity. Tensions between these 2 logics were managed in 3 ways. First, by combining logics, meaning an amalgamation of elements from the 2 logics. For example, Alpha Corp set up a new office in a remote area devastated by the 2005 Pakistan earthquake, seeking to assist reconstruction efforts and particularly provide new livelihoods for unemployed women. But that decision was equally driven by business logic of locating a backup office far from the political disruptions being experienced in main cities of Pakistan, and with ready access to cheap labour. Second, by compromising logics, meaning watering down of values and practices of one logic because of the exigencies of the other logic. For example, Kudumbashree softened its initial development goals in order to improve commercial viability, closing down IT units in rural areas, reducing the number of members in each unit that needed to be drawn from below poverty line families from 10 to 5, and removing the requirement that all members should be women. Third, tensions were managed by decoupling logics, meaning presenting externally the symbols and values of one logic while adhering internally to the other logic. For example, Alpha Corp's developmentalism was enclaved in one small part of the organisation in Pakistan. In all other ways, in its US headquarters, in its dealings with clients, it gave the appearance of being a standard commercial enterprise. Our paper on this topic also analyses the determinants, dynamics and sustainability of the 3 hybrid strategies. It shows how the lens of institutional logics provides development studies researchers with a language, a framework and a set of insights to understand not just business development hybrids, but other types of hybrid as well. And as a practical recommendation, the paper advises open discussion of logics and their manifestations, and more deliberate consideration and selection of the hybrid strategies available. For further details, please refer to the full paper, Understanding and Managing Business Development Hybrids, an Institutional Logics Case Analysis, published in Development Studies Research.